I'm Tasha and this is my esthetician life. So I am a licensed esthetician in the state of Indiana, and for those of you who do not know what an esthetician is, it is a skincare professional that provides services to help the appearance of your skin, like facials, peels, dermaplaning, stuff of that nature. I also do hair removal as well in the form of waxing. So that is what an esthetician is, so in case you didn't know. In this video, I'm going to be talking to you about my favorite makeup products, or just some of them anyway. So without further ado, let's get this party started. All right, so foundation. This is my favorite foundation right now. It is the one that I'm currently using. If you can see, this is the Dermablend brand. It is their CC cream foundation. It has SPF sunscreen in here, so I love the fact that it protects me from the sun. And most CC creams, or most like BB creams, stuff like that, they only have like SPF 30, SPF 15, whatever. This says SPF 50, so that is awesome. This is a light to full coverage foundation, in my opinion. I can make this as light or as thick as I want it to be. I will say, if you do put a little bit too much on in certain places, especially where you may have some wrinkles, it can look like a little creasy. So just keep that in mind. The way I like to apply this foundation is with my fingers. You can use a brush to apply it, but I personally use my fingers because you know, I just feel like it works better. I can get it everywhere I want it to be really nicely. I put it on a couple different ways. I'll either like put like a few dots directly on my face from the tube, or I will squeeze like a little itty bitty dollop and then just kind of dollop all over my face and then rub, or sometimes I'll even put a little dollop and then rub together and then rub it all over my face. So those are the three little ways that I like to apply it. Sometimes I do get a little heavy-handed with it on accident. Like I've accidentally squeezed too much into my hands or put too many dollops on my face. In that situation, I do like to take a brush and kind of, you know, buff it all around, and a lot of times the brush will eat up any extra foundation that I may have put on. So that's one way you can fix over putting too much on. I don't have to run into any creasing issues with this, again, other than the fact if I put too much on. It usually will only crease in my eyes up here, you know, where my eye fold is. So, but I can just do this with my finger and it'll come right off, like blend right back into my eyelid. So that's the only issue I really have with it creasing, or if I put way too much on, a lot of times it will crease right here in my lovely laugh lines. All right, another great thing that I love about this particular foundation is it does not break me out. It will actually help correct my skin the longer that I wear it. Other foundations that I have used in the past always seem to break me out, and the reason I know they break me out versus this is because if I use a foundation that breaks me out, I will get a pimple the next day. Like, I will wake up with a pimple. And the longer that I wear that particular foundation, the more pimples I seem to get. Once I stop using that foundation and switch to a different one, if that foundation that I use next is still causing acne, then I'll still get more. But this one does not do that. I rarely get acne using this foundation. The only time I get acne is if I've had a binge of unhealthy eating, or it's that time of the month, because let's face it, all females get, you know, a little bit of acne around that time of the month. The joys of being a woman. All right, but I cannot say enough good things about this lovely foundation. It comes in a lot of different shades. I am the whitest of the white. This is the lightest shade that you can get. Because like I said, I am a very pale person. I know it's hard to tell on this camera on my lovely phone here, but I am very white. So it is 10 in Fair 1. So if you can read that right up at the top there, focus camera. Of course, it's not going to focus, whatever. So yeah, I'm the whitest of the white when it comes to this, but there are tons of different shades that you can purchase. Sorry, that is my son in the background. I apologize. This you can get at Ulta or on the Dermablend website. At Ulta, it is $41. I'm not sure how much it is on the Dermablend website though. This particular foundation will last you a very, very long time. I had my husband buy me a new tube of this during Christmas of 2023. That's what I asked for Christmas, because I was running a little low on the one I was using, and it was this one. So I said, oh, I need some more. I just opened this up like a few days ago. So one tube will last you forever, because I was like down to here with the last tube, and it literally made it go like almost a whole year before I needed to open up my new one. So it'll last you a long time. You don't need a lot. A little bit goes a long way. And if you do need more, you can build the coverage, like I said earlier. It's great. Love it, love it, love this product. All right, moving on. So powders. So this is my current powder that I use. This is Physicians Formula. Sorry, there is a glare. Hope that is focused enough for you, but if not, it's Physicians Formula. It is their Mineral Wear Loose Powder. It is in the shade Translucent. Again, I'm sorry, there is a glare. But yeah, there we go. Translucent Light. So they do have different shades of this powder. I always just get the translucent. It does have a little bit of pigment to it, but again, I'm super white, so this little pigment is the perfect shade for me. It pairs extremely nicely with this foundation. It makes that foundation look even smoother and more like I am wearing my skin and not a ton of cakey makeup. It never looks cakey on me, ever. So I love these two products so much. I've used tons of different foundations, tons of powders. I worked at Sephora for 2 years before I started working at the spa that I'm currently at now. So I got my esthetician license in 2016. So right after I got my license, I started working at Sephora for 2 years, and then I've been at Fusion Spa ever since. So I've tried a lot of different makeup products. I haven't tried any new products that all the brands that Sephora carries, because, you know, let's face it, all brands come out with lots of new foundations and powders over the years. I unfortunately haven't had the privilege to try a lot of them like I did when I worked there, but compared to the ones that I've tried when I worked there to this guy here, this is my ultimate favorite. If I had to give a second favorite, it would be the NARS Tinted Moisturizer that they have. I like the NARS Tinted Moisturizer because it has a nice finish just like this one, and it also helps correct my skin and not break it out like typical foundations do. So the NARS Tinted Moisturizer would be my second favorite to this, but this is my absolute favorite. Same with powders. To me, powders are powders. I don't get too fancy with powders, but this one is my absolute favorite so far. And again, it doesn't break me out either. And honestly, if it looks good and it works for me, it's easy, and it doesn't break me out, then it's win-win. There is a little brush that comes with it. I don't have the brush in here right now, but it's like a little... I want to say it's like a little cross between like a little sponge and a beauty blender, and it's got like a little gray top, so you can hold the little gray top and just kind of buff. I don't really like using the little applicator that comes with the powder. I just use a powder brush that I have from Morphe, so I prefer to use that versus the little brush or applicator that comes with this. Moving on. Blush. So right now I am currently using the NARS blush in the shade Orgasm. So for those of you who aren't familiar with NARS, this is one of their most popular blushes. This one is a bit shimmery. I know it's kind of hard to tell in here, but it's got some gold shimmer to it. I typically lean towards blushes that do have shimmer in them, because that way I don't have to put a highlighter on. It's like a 2-in-1 step for me. Because I always look for something that's easy and super fast to do because I'm a mama too, and I gotta get out the door sometimes, or I gotta get ready in a hurry. So like I said, blushes, I don't have a super favorite. I've never run into an issue with blushes. I like them all, honestly, but I do gravitate towards more shimmery, gold, shimmery blushes. The reason why I say gold is because I have blue eyes, and I feel like the gold really brings out the blue in my eyes. So that's just my preference. You do you. But yeah, blushes, you can't go wrong, or at least I can't, apparently. I just like all blushes. So as far as eyeliners go, I have yet to find a favorite eyeliner. There are two that I definitely like. Years ago, my mom used to order Avon, and I fell in love with their eyeliner because it was around that time where I started using makeup, and my mom loved it, my sister loved it, I loved it. It was a perfect eyeliner. It was one of those little crank eyeliners. It wasn't a pencil, so you didn't have to worry about those sharp little pencil-y edges stabbing you in the eye when you would sharpen it. It was just one of those little cranks. It wasn't a liquid either, and those can get kind of messy, and I'm not a fan of the whole liquid eyeliners. So I really like the ones in the little crank tubes. But those seem to work best for my eye. So one that I found that was comparable to the Avon one when I worked at Sephora was the Anastasia one, or Anastasia, if you will, whatever you want to call that brand, Anastasia, whatever. Anyway, they had a eyeliner that they carried that I really liked, and it was very comparable to that Avon one. But I have yet to find an eyeliner besides those two that I've really liked. I don't know if Anastasia still carries that eyeliner particularly. I haven't been there in years, so I don't know if they still carry that eyeliner at all. So I apologize if they do not and you're wanting to try it. I'm sure there are other eyeliners out there that are very comparable, but I haven't tried them just yet. I'm still kind of working through things that are in my current makeup that I have that I just don't want to toss out. So, but again, they're just not my favorite, so that's why I don't really feel like talking about them. Mascaras, kind of the same ordeal with eyeliners. I'm trying to work through a lot of the free mascaras that I got when I worked at Sephora, because I got a ton of free mascaras from Sephora, and there are so many of them I probably won't have to buy mascara again for a very long time. So right now I'm currently using the Milk Kush mascara, and I'm not a huge fan of it. It clumps really easily, and I do not care for the applicator that it comes with, because I'm very particular about my applicators when it comes to mascara, so I'm not a big fan of it. The one that I do really like, and I've ran out of it, but I've kept the container so I can remember which one it was, is the Maybelline mascara. It is the Define a Lash, and this is the waterproof one. Again, I'm sorry about the glare. But yeah, this one is my absolute favorite. It's great. It's not a super dry formula, and it's not a super wet formula. It's right in between, and I love it. And I love this applicator. It's kind of got like a little curve in the middle there, which is perfect for your lashes. I don't know why more applicators aren't like this. And I like the rubbery bristles, and they're super tiny, so they get in between those itty bitty lashes very easily. Cannot say enough good things about this mascara. It's great. So if you're one of those people like me who are very particular about your spoolies, if you don't know what a spoolie is, that's what a spoolie is. It's a mascara applicator. So, but yeah, if you're like me and are very particular about that, then you definitely need to give this a try. If you already gave it a try and it's not your favorite, I apologize, but it is my favorite. So yeah. Brow products. I don't have a favorite brow product right now. Unfortunately, I'm still kind of working through stuff in my makeup right now that I don't feel comfortable tossing. And like I said, it's just not really my favorite. If you are looking for a brow product and you're a more experienced a brow person, and what I mean by that is my brows are completely filled in. Like, if I did not have them filled in right now, you would not be able to see them because they are blonde. If you have blonde eyelashes like me and you have to fill them in and you're not very talented with it, or you're just getting started in makeup, I would probably start with like a little eyebrow pencil that you can crank that has like a little spoolie at the end. Those are nice because they're really defined and you can kind of just do what you need to, and it's pretty easy to do. The next step above that is they make you know, it's still a crank one, but it's like a little bit bigger of an applicator, and it's kind of angled, so it's like one point's really thick and at the other side it's like little tiny, so you can still get in there, but it's a little bit bigger so you can do more at once. That would be the next step. And then if you're really experienced, then I would suggest a pomade, because those are going to save you the most money because they last a long time and you just need an angled brush and to apply it with. But if you're experienced with brows, please ignore this because you obviously know what to do. But again, I don't have a favorite brow product at the moment. So yeah. And then lips. Sorry, I was kind of waving it around whenever I was talking about brows. But my favorite lip product right now is the Too Faced Melted Matte. This is my absolute favorite lipstick, especially if you're looking for a matte, which I typically am because I have 2 children and I like to give them kisses and I don't want it to transfer onto them. So I love matte lipsticks for that reason, but every matte lipstick that I've tried, it either doesn't work very well or it transfers, when I say it doesn't work very well, it transfers still, sorry, I got mixed up with my words, or it wipes off when I'm eating, or it gets crusty and like cracked and nasty looking and just really, really dry. Because I have ran into that with one of the Anastasia ones. I have 2 different ones of hers, or from that brand anyway, and the darker shade that I had always made my lips feel so dry, and it always looked really nasty after only having it on for like an hour because it just looked so dry. But I have like a pinkier shade and it doesn't do that as bad. It still does, it just not as bad. So I don't know if there's something different with the formulation with the colors or what. But this one does not make my lips feel dry whatsoever. It doesn't get all nasty and crusty. I can eat with this and my lips still look perfect. I actually have it on right now. It is kind of like a mauve brown color. It's in the shade Queen Bee. That's my shade. So it's kind of like this looks a lot pinker on here than it really is, but it's more like a purpley brown color. And I do apologize for this blemish right here. I had a pimple there and I did a peel yesterday on my face at work, so it's making it a little angry and dried out. So I do apologize for that. That's embarrassing. But anyway, if you're looking for a good matte lipstick, I definitely highly suggest that you try the Too Faced Melted Mattes. They're fantastic. So yeah, that kind of really does it for my makeup favorites right now. But if I find more favorites, I will definitely update this. And since this is Veterans Day, before I get off this video, happy Veterans Day to all of you lovely veterans out there, and thank you for your service. All right, that does it for this video.